Now the preferences section in Adobe Camera Raw is really kind of minimal. There's not a whole lot here, but if we click on this icon up here in the tools bar, we'll notice one dialog box that comes up that pretty much comprises all of the preferences that you have at your disposal. Up here in general, I would say yes, save your image settings in XMP sidecar files. That's pretty much the best way to do it, because you don't want to change the actual raw image itself. Just let the settings come from the XMP file, which is attached to the image. And then down here where it says preview images only, applying sharpening, I would say yes. The default is all images, but you only want the sharpening to preview images only, because you don't want to apply sharpening to this image. You want to wait and do that in full Photoshop. In terms of default image settings, there's not a whole lot here to change, other than you might want to check this make defaults specific to the camera ISO setting. That'll help your image look a little more like it should have when it came out of the camera. Camera raw cache, the default settings are perfectly fine. DNG handling, I really don't use DNG files, but if you really want to use DNG files, then I would check only this one. You want those XMP files to be in there, but the update embedded JPEG previews is something you might want to consider when dealing with DNG files. Now in terms of JPEGs and TIFFs, you automatically open JPEGs with settings and TIFFs with settings. And indeed that is what you want to do, because you want that image to look, when it comes into Adobe Camera Raw, the way you meant for it to when you were in the field taking the shot. Now you can always obviously change it later. You have two options here other than the default setting to disable the TIFF support or automatically open all supported TIFFs. So I always want the TIFFs opened with the settings in there. And then you just simply click OK and you're all done. So there you go. Very simply, the preferences in Adobe Camera Raw.